Plan to conduct a nighttime exploration of the creepy 9-story building.
Oh, you know what this just reminded me of, and I totally forgot to do it. I tried to do one of these stupid fucking horror shorts that you see go on TikTok and like pop off, and it's just obviously scary videos that will make you go arg. Is that a nuke top 5? I don't even know why I'm asking. Of course it is. Oh, it's the most recent one. Alright, time to turn into a pirate.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. Norwegian ghost.
Ooh, that's a
scary video
one.
Is from Norway, where we see 3 girls sitting around playing with a homemade Ouija board. Well, it's either a homemade Ouija board or a Japanese Kokori-san board. It's kinda hard to tell. Anyway, as one girl films, nothing much happens at first, but then things take a very unexpected turn.
They summon Zozo.
Har du begynt? Hva skal vi begynne med? Hva skal vi si først?
Shit.
Vet du, jeg tør ikke å stå og sette meg.
He's coming. I haven't seen this in years. Is this an old video? Is there a dub? Not yet. When it hits Netflix, there will be. Arg! Jesus!
Ok, vet du hva? Nå kan jeg få gå hjem, eller?
Wow! Holy shit, matey! Yes, goodness me. Dirty barnacles, we summoned Zozo.
Nå faen, nå er ånden her, da. Nå må dere... Tenk så kommer og tar meg, da. Fy for jeg sitter alene. Faen, og så sitter i vinduet også.
This is very intense. Make him say something again. Make him dance. See if he knows how to Gangnam Style.
Det kommer seriøst sånne lysglimt foran skjermen, altså. Det er dritcreepy. Har vi vært med på det her før? Sånn, eller jeg har vært med på den, liksom ikke sånn. Nå tror jeg døra åpnet seg.
Oh, I bet they are, Wasper. We will, Giant. Man, this video just doesn't fucking end. Jesus Christ, how long is this, Nuke? Dude just grabbed an entire fucking terrible horror short. Oh my god, okay. Let's just do the next one, Jesus Christ.
Do you think this is a scary video of a summoned ghost caught on camera?
What?
Or it's that when you're messing with ghosts on a Ouija board, never say, quote, "It's not working," or, quote, "Show us a sign."
Man, what the fuck are you talking about? That's like the number one thing you should say to a ghost.
Summoned ghost caught on camera?
Make it prove itself.
Or is it just some bored Norwegian girls pulling a prank? Nuke's top 5 viewers and first-time paranormal explorers Salim and Faraz travel to the abandoned Excellencia Hotel Suites in the city of Amman, Jordan. They plan to conduct a nighttime exploration of the creepy 9-story building.
Oh, you know what this just reminded me of, and I totally forgot to do it? I tried to do one of these stupid fucking horror shorts that you see go on TikTok and like pop off, and it's just obviously dumb garbage. I did one of those like 8 months ago, and I was gonna send it to Nuke or one of these other like super lazy top 5 like scary poop your mom panties videos, make you scream and come or whatever. I was gonna send the clip to him to see if it would get featured. Here, hold on, I want to show you guys. A lot of work went into this. It took like almost 5 minutes to set this contraption up. Can I watch TikToks on browser? I never showed you guys this because I didn't want you guys to be in on it. But now that it's been 8 months and it didn't go viral on TikTok, I figured the experiments failed. So might as well. I saw it. Did I show it on stream? I don't remember. The fuck did I title this thing? It was like back in, would have been like September? It's cool, man. It's probably the scariest video we're going to see all night. Might even just scare myself. I might go arg. Give me just a second. It's going to be worth the wait, I swear. This is up there with like Blumhouse. Was it the one with Matt? No, none of us were actually in it. It was a haunted chair. Hopefully that just like unlocked a PTSD episode in you. It was the scariest haunted chair ever filmed, I promise you that much. I must have showed it right. Oh, I found it. Found it. Yeah. Here it is. I gave it like a little creepypasta thing. Man, what the fuck? Why is the search functionality so primitive? Send the link to yourself on Discord. Alright, this guy fucks. Bro, what's your IQ? Jesus, that was genius. Okay, let's do that. Next question. How do I send a link on TikTok? Like, where's the share button? I promise you this was worth the wait. This thing is good. This is good. I need to submit this to Nuke's Top 5 pretty soon. Just to see if it'll catch on. People will be like, oh my god, those chairs. They're haunted. The proof. Oh, yeah. You see that? I bet you're wondering how we did it. It's not actually haunted. We set this up. And that's me acting, by the way. Another convincing performance. One more time. And then I'll reveal the trick. I know some of you are probably freaking out already. Alright, let me tell you how it was done. We tied a string around the base. So when I was making those big fee-fi-fum footsteps at the top, Matt pulled it. And that's when the acting kicked in. And then I gave it a really scary origin story. So every night at 3 a.m. the chairs in my office building move on their own. No one believes me, but I finally caught it on film. And then I was going to fake my own death. I was just going to have this be like the last thing on the account for like a month. That's literally impossible without magic. I know. But we set it up. We figured it out. Yeah, it didn't really pop off. It only got like, I don't know, like 40 or 20 something thousand views or some shit. So unlucky, but we tried. Definitely better than the shit we've seen on Nuke's Top 5, though, I promise you.
The hotel is said to be haunted after a tragic event that happened 5 years ago. A man found his wife cheating on him in a hotel room on the 3rd floor.
My man!
Enraged, the man took her life and that of her lover.
Oh, that's no good.
Soon after, the explorers experienced something downright chilling.
Is it a haunted chair? Imagine.
Dude, who the f did this?
Who did what? It's just a hose. Whoa, shit!
Okay. Since we entered this place, we can't get a good...
What in oblivion is that? I know. This is fucking crazy.
I feel like I'm being followed. So fuck. Okay.
What am I looking for? I haven't seen shit yet. Besides the hose.
Sure. They say this is the one that they got killed in it. I'm not planning to go in. I'm not gonna go in.
Why come all this way if you're not gonna go in?
What?
Oh, nice. Easy resub sap. 29 volts in tier 1 Vladimir.
There is more clothes in the
Easy resub Christmas.
There's no clothes. We need to go. We need to go. Are you sure?
You going to bed? Come say goodnight in a sec. What happened?
Solomon claims that he felt that something was watching them, and when analyzing the footage, a strange, bizarre shape can be seen in a room at the end of the hallway. When Solomon pans his camera back to the hallway, nothing there.
Fuck.
Then his friend Fares claims to have seen someone in the hotel room where the tragic event took place.
This is even less effort than my moving chair.
Watching the two friends from very close by. Now this next spooky video was sent in by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Pastor Aaron from Peace Memorial Church in Oregon. Pastor Aaron explains in his email that because of the current global health crisis, he was attempting to record announcements for the church's temporary online services. He's using his phone to record a video when he is interrupted by something that he just can't explain.
Well, hey everybody, Pastor Aaron here. It's my pleasure just to announce that this Sunday will be open.
Whoa, shit!
Okay, we've been trying to do this announcement several times today already, and 3 times that podium back there has fallen over.
It was probably a sign
on its own
from heaven,
and it's It's stable. I mean, it's not wobbly at all. It's kind of like that.
Stop ruining it.
Has been wobbling. Okay, so we checked the vent. There's a vent there that is not an air duct that has any forced air at all, so it can't be wobbling from that. There's absolutely no breeze in here. You can see by the banner there.
I literally saw a string.
No air conditioning. It's these things.
You saw a long ghost arm. It was Jesus Christo. Oh my.
That thing's moving. That has.
I didn't even consider that. Mr. J. Christo?
That's new. Seriously, nothing else. There's no breeze.
What the fuck? Oh my god! Wait. It's a Patriot. Oh my. It came back from the dead just to salute our flag one more time.
It has never once been wobbly or suddenly fallen over. Even stranger, the flagpole next to the podium begins to move.
Freedom is more free in America than in heaven.
Nothing spooky or paranormal has ever happened at the church. Nate discovers one of the cameras has recorded something absolutely chilling.
A ghost came to do the dishes. That's helpful. Hey, thank you, Ghost Butler. Ah!
The lights in the kitchen flicker on and off by themselves as a strange shadow figure appears out of nowhere. Nate is baffled by what they've captured on camera and is worried that the cameras might have somehow triggered whatever might be haunting their new home. But what do you think this could be?
Probably old hairy hands.
Because he starts to hear some very odd sounds.
Uh-oh.
God, this is really creepy. Do you know what I hate? I love it, but I hate it at the same time. Walk around these places on your own because, I don't know, right now it feels like there's someone like stood right behind me following me. There's not, but it feels like that.
Well, just do what Dale tells you to do. Fucking windmill on him. And spit. Take that. Not even the ghosts can stop Detroit urban survival training. I don't hear anything. What the fuck is happening? No! They're ringing the dinner bell. They're gonna eat him.
Hello?
Understandably, Colin gets more and more freaked out by all the unexplained sounds that seem to be coming from somewhere very near him.
There is no explanation!
He decides to just end his exploration. But before he does, he puts his camera down on the ground to get one last standard B-roll shot of himself walking the hospital hall. But instead, he captures something downright chilling.
No. Again? This place is turbo haunted. What happened? What?
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see shit.
Colin is shocked when he sees what looks like the dark figure of a child standing at the end of the hallway.
What? Where?
As he grabs up his camera, he captures just a glimpse of the childlike figure as it disappears into thin air.
Childlike?
Now, some people say that what Colin captured could just be explained away as a shadow or an optical illusion.
I don't even see it!
Others are convinced that he did actually see the apparition of a little boy inside the haunted
Who is convinced of that?
So a month later, and
It
after
looked like a
many
little
requests
beam.
from his viewers, Colin returns to the abandoned hospital.
Well, might as well
again.
befriend the kid, I guess. He's alone.
Probably
He's
goes
lonely.
without
Probably
saying,
hungry.
but it did not go well.
Hey kid, I brought you Gogurt. Or whatever ghosts like, I don't know, man.
Why am I doing this? Now, I heard something. I cracked myself. I ran back here, and as I picked it up, I went like that.
Imagine still crapping yourself as an adult.
Just behind that blue
Adults
chair.
don't
now,
crap
bearing in mind, I
themselves.
saw it with my own eyes. I
shit
didn't realise
ourselves.
I had it on camera. But a lot of you guys were saying it's shadows, it's this, it's that. But you know, I just cannot stress to you enough that this wasn't a shadow. I actually saw something move with my
Well,
own
go over
eyes,
there and talk to it, man.
I cannot reenact that. You know, that there is no shadow. Let's do this.
Maybe try sprinting. He's probably slow. Like, the kid's got to be malnourished by now.
What the hell was that? What the hell was
Hey,
that?
do you have a license to haunt this facility?
I'm sure I heard something. I don't know. It's probably just a weird...
Oi, governor! Show me your
I had to come back here and
paranormal
just
certificates.
come here again and just see, you know, try and find a reason, you know, like an explanation, if you like, to. I'm pretty sure it is just water dripping, but.
No, it's that goddamn ghost child again. He's taking the piss.
God, this is absolutely. What the f?
Colin again hears odd, unexplained noises coming from all around him. He heads up to the hospital's
surrounded.
second floor, takes a look around, and then heads back down to the first floor hallway. And that's when things take a terrifying turn.
Oh, it's the kids'
What is it
recess.
about this place?
Colin! Get the fuck out! Huh? I'll be there just one
This place, I
second.
really do.
Colin's getting chased by ghost toddlers.
Just listen.
What is that? No, Colin!
A small red ball comes rolling out of one of the hospital rooms, and Colin makes a run for it.
The videos made me go
At
arg.
the old abandoned hospital, Colin says he'll never go back alone.
Jesus Christ.
Mother.
I'm gonna go say goodnight to Tiana. And also maybe get the EMF reader to scan for ghosts just in case. You watched the Xfinity truck caused multiple slide-offs. Oh, I remember that video from a long time ago. Because the guy didn't feel like putting out traffic cones. Yeah, this asshole.
At the base of the hill, and people aren't seeing it. This guy just went into it. Another one flew in right over here, just swerved off as well. Want to put your truck in the driveway or something? Because people are sliding off.
So whatever happened to this guy?
They're,
I really don't.
I mean, they're popping over the.
I need as much stuff to keep people out of the way so that I don't get hit.
There's another slide off. Out. Here they come.
Oh shit! Nice recovery.
He's gonna wreck. Oh. Watch out. Slow down. Here goes. Come on, man. Hey, seriously, get a cone down here or something, all right?
Need to put a cone up there or something, dude.
He just
I had to go get my own
his work
cone.
ethic is second to none. That guy doesn't stop for shit.
Your guys caused.
No, we don't cause anything.
Yeah.
No,
you're-
that car up there did. See where they want to hit the
Yeah,
power
but
supply?
there
Well, we
was-
got to fix it. There was 5 cones.
How bad can you be at
was
driving?
that's not enough.
It's an issue of the roads
There's
being
40 mile an hour road, right?
icy.
So we have to have
and
one
lack of
cone per
cones.
mile an hour, or per 10 mile an hour. 5 cones for a 40 mile an hour zone. Maybe somebody shouldn't be flying through here.
Here you go. He's gonna put his cones out. 4 cones. That's it.
Plenty of space.
What? There's 4 cars that have flown off the road because you guys are parked right in the middle.
I can't help you guys slow off the road 100 feet back.
That's Comcast, baby.
It's more important. 4 cones.
That's plenty. They're good. What the fuck happened here? Oh. I thought she was like
Oh, here it
rollerblading and
goes.
slid
Watch
off.
out, Luella. Watch out. Watch out, everyone.
Yep.
There you go. I'm telling you. Maybe
Yeah.
a couple more cones. Dude, there's a hill there they can't see you.
Bro, I don't know
just
why
told
everyone
you.
just can't
I
drive
told
here.
you.
What do you mean more cones?
You got work to do? Is that cable more important than people's safety?
Sir, you were blocking traffic.
Sir, there is no traffic. It is blocked because there's accidents.
That's funny.
You
You have
can-
a job, sir?
What?
Do you have a job?
I do have a job.
So do I.
Thanks to resub
Yes, but I'm
Faith,
saying that it's the safety.
13
If I had
inch
a
and
job that was
Batmeg and Ricky.
putting people in danger and I tell you about it and you ignore me saying it's not your fault and then this happens right in front of you.
Why are they crashing? I'll wait for the video to play out and then show you.
I know you have a job, but do it safely. Comcast, I've got my own cones out here and we're going to block off this road.
Thanks to the gift sub Willem.
4 cones. That's all they say they need.
No, we don't cause anything.
No!
So, the reason they're crashing is because of this hill. So there's like a little hill here, so they can't really see the car. And there's only 4 cones. So the idea is the cones should go all the way back, so that way they know they're going to have to get over, so they have time to get over. So you can't really stop super well on ice. That's why they keep sliding off the road and crashing into each other. Because there's no way for them to really see that the car is stopped with this hill here and it's icy. So by the time they see that, it's a little hard for them to get over. So what happened to these two employees for Comcast? I'm very curious. Hopefully fired? I'm kind of curious. Comcast not fined after video shows cars sliding off icy. Okay, very good. Probably promotion. I mean, that's the Comcast motto. We just want to fuck you. By any means necessary. As much harm as we can cause, we'll do it. So is there really no update to the story at all besides this? Really, currently there is no OSHA standard, so no citation will be issued. Justice was truly served yet again. Does OSHA do anything besides make shitty instructional videos? That's like the 10th time that I can think of, like in the last 3 or 4 years I've read that OSHA's like, yep, we don't care. Yes, they actually do a lot. But like since when? Wasn't, fuck, something just happened with OSHA. Or like people were calling for like, this has to be some kind of violation, do something. What was it? Was it Amazon related? It was, right? During the tornadoes. Amazon, right? Because the Amazon forced their employees to stay in the warehouses during the tornadoes, and a lot of them like that weren't in good shape because the tornadoes were super big, and they were like, yep, that's okay. Isn't that the story? It was the tornadoes, right? That's the one I'm thinking of? Thought so. Yeah, they were forced to stay in the warehouses. They were forced to still do deliveries during these massive fucking tornadoes. And they died. I don't remember if anyone died. I can't say that, but I do remember Amazon they didn't allow their employees to get to safety. I remember they still had them do deliveries and something with the warehouses. Someone did die. Oh, shit. 6 people died and Amazon's being sued. Oh, I didn't remember that part. A report from 2020 found that OSHA is almost completely ineffective at keeping workers safe. That's the impression I get. It feels like they just don't do shit. They're like the Better Business Bureau. Like all they do is like wag their finger, like, and then nothing. OSHA doesn't do anything. I work for a super cheap boss who wouldn't turn on the heat in winter. Instead used a single 1800s wood-burning stove. I got frostbite, reported it to OSHA, nothing. Get fucked, idiot. You should have just... We should have like a Jessica Jones or something. She just goes over there and like beats up the boss or some shit. Something useful. It's fucking trash. I'm sorry to hear that, Gato. I worked at Publix. OSHA made a rule that we would be fired if we lifted a foot off a 2-step ladder to help balance ourselves. They're the boogeyman of the workforce that exists to scare workers. For your safety. And they don't do a good job. This is mostly a case of Amazon bad. Amazon directed their employees to the bathroom, which is the safest thing to do. You don't let people drive into a tornado. There's no way of knowing if tornado watch turns into a tornado warning, so no one stops work for a tornado watch. Okay, I mean, I only know what I read about it, man. That's all I can say. Thanks to recent Twitch viewer in Harmon. Of course, I wasn't there for the tornadoes. There are sirens going off. I feel like that would be a dead giveaway. Like, if the sirens are going, we might as well just not do the deliveries for a minute. That's bullshit. The tornado was the longest in history. Hey, I didn't say it. I'm just reading the shit. I wasn't there. I don't know standard protocol. All I can say is if there's like active tornado sirens blaring, perhaps it's time to take it seriously and tell your drivers not to drive through it. Amazon shills? I don't think there is a such thing as an Amazon shill. That is the one company I don't see anyone defend, which is shocking because people defend like Apple and shit, but I never see it for Amazon. I'm sure it exists, but I just very rarely see it. Yeah, true. I bet Amazon doesn't even know they own Twitch. I would drive through a tornado to see what happens. Yeah, I wonder what would happen if you drove through a tornado. Someone's got to do it for science. As far as I remember, they told warehouse workers to stay inside to continue work and the building collapsed. I do remember the building collapsing headline. But the one I remembered most was the not allowing... they had to continue their delivery routes. There's a vid with 31 million views. I guess they recorded a video inside a tornado. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, storm chasers, bro. I love storm chasers. Didn't you drive through a tornado one time? Man, what? Where would that rumor even start? No, man, what? I'm not nearly that cool. I mean, if you guys want to start a rumor like that, like, hey, Charlie wants to beat the shit out of a tornado with his bare hands or whatever, I mean, that's fine, but obviously not. Oh, you're talking about when I tried to storm chase when the hurricane was coming through? That's a hurricane. Bro, hurricane's bitch shit. Like, I can handle that. I can take it. I tracked that bad boy for minutes after it had safely passed over us. What do you mean, sure, I did. I got all my weather equipment in the back of Matt's truck, strapped in. I showed the video on stream, but I can't because a lot of my weather equipment consisted of dildos in order to monitor the wind pressure. But yeah, no, I chased the hurricane a little bit. No dildo on stream? No, I can't. People keep recommending the Worthless 319. I think I've seen it, but I don't really know. I'll look it up. Didn't we see this? I really feel like we have. So chat seems divided on whether or not we've watched this. It sounds really familiar to me, and this time frame seems about right. Definitely haven't seen this one, but I think we've seen this. I don't know, really? Okay, let's see.
Today, I'll cover one of the most disturbing cases ever on Reddit. It's very graphic, and it could potentially haunt you for life.
Is it a toss problem on Twitch, or does he not show anything? Also, this immediately doesn't look familiar, so I don't know if we've seen it.
Some of you might already be familiar with this user, since this topic is more or less 3 years old.
I love eating ass. Hey, fuck yeah, congrats. That's huge. I hate eating ass. That's too far, man.
Worthless 319 was very active on specific subreddits. Most of his posts were made on the subreddit Awakened. His first ever post talks about North Korea and the USA. He will infrequently talk about political topics, but the main focus of his posts will become apparent in the second post he made. This post deals with his self-mutilation. He also elaborates that he almost passed away due to its severity. In the replies, he has a few interactions with people about spirituality.
These are the bits, cryo.
He's afraid of suffering, and people tell him to take it slow and to not read too much into it, but he seems to be unable to do so. And suffering seems to be the main topic that he's concerned about. In his third post, he again talks about the same stuff, but it gets very dark in the replies.
Sounds like the dude from that, like Da Vinci Code that keeps hitting himself with a stick,
but roughly 1 inch
like
of the base remains.
Flail or whatever.
My intuition, God, higher self, primal instinct, etc. tells me to remove it. The first time I used a gun, now I must use a knife, and it is going to be exceedingly difficult and painful compared to a few trigger pulls. After getting the advice to consider...
He removed his penis with a gun. I mean, that sounds like a lie. That wouldn't even work. That's like that carnival game where you shoot out a star with the BBs. You'd have to do like a full fucking line. Well, I guess you could be using a higher caliber bullet to be actually. I didn't even think of that.
In this post, he goes to length explaining how he circumcised himself, shot his own dick 4 times with a revolver, and then fried and ate it. He also lost his left testicle in the process.
That was a thing on Cannibal Cafe.
Ended up at the hospital. In a different reply, he explains that he sauteed eat his own penis and then ate it. His friend ate his left testicle. He also states that he needed to peel off his left testicle before cooking it. And someone was curious as to how it tasted, and he claims that it tastes like chicken, and that he cut it in half since he almost vomited trying to eat the whole thing. He
this seems very fake.
Only following God's will, and that he's afraid of the pain that he will experience when he decides to cut off the remaining part. When receiving questions as to how he endures the pain of shooting his dick so often, he just explains that it's unbearable, but he needs to continue. He also is willing to send the images of his doings to people who are doubting him. Against all doubts, OP delivered.
Okay, does he actually, in this video, let me see, let me make sure he doesn't actually show the pictures if there are any. Before continuing though, I will say, having pictures doesn't necessarily confirm that. You guys remember the BME Pain Olympics where there's the video of the dude cutting his cock off? It's fake. You can fake those things. You can easily, well, easily might not be the right word depending on how the pictures look, but yeah, you can absolutely fake it. Again, I guess they could be real. It sounds unbelievable, but I guess it is possible. I'm just saying, like with the BME Pain Olympics where everyone's like, can you believe this guy cut his own cock off on camera? That was fake. That is a confirmed fake video. So I'm sure you could also fake pictures too. Okay, it doesn't look like he shows anything. The way he's talking about it seems like he's fishing for attention. That's the impression I get.
I truly do, even if it comes at the cost of myself. But know what goes around comes around. What followed was something that probably no one
It wasn't fake? Again, how do people not know this? This was a big deal. The creator of the BME Pain Olympics even came forward saying, yes, that shock video, all of that was fake. Now, it's not everything that the creator has posted being fake, but that video in particular is fake. Because the person behind it, Shannon Larratt, is Devin Larratt's brother. He passed away now, but before then, he did publicly state that it was a fake video. Is it so unbelievable the Reddit dude actually did it? I think so, and especially the way he talks about it, but again, it could be. I'm just saying, just because there's pictures doesn't necessarily mean it's real. I know Wang talked about it in his video, but there was a whole interview with him where he just said, like, yeah, that was fake. Made to be a viral shock video, capitalizing on that trend back then. Is it in his Wikipedia, I wonder? Oh, here we go, here it is. Here's the article. Yeah, so it is in this interview. It goes over Shannon. I probably can't even show this website. The man responsible for the creation of this site was Shannon Larratt. Shannon was himself one of the first people in the West to have his tongue split and among the first 3 people to ever receive an eyeball tattoo. Shannon's BME website would gain further notoriety after he created a fake but very convincing shock video titled BME Pain Olympics Final Round. I can probably show this part actually. It's just him getting his eyeball tattooed. Yeah, so this was an interview with him and it goes over like the history and why he created it. I actually didn't know this part. This video originally concluded with a disclaimer noting that the footage was not genuine. However, shortly after being passed around the internet, the disclaimer was removed, leaving many viewers to believe that they were actually watching self-performed castrations and penectomies. Yeah, so that, like I said, that video was fake. This has been proven fake. The Worthless 319? There, hold on. Nah, I'm deep in it now. Where? Like I said, just because there are pictures doesn't mean the pictures are genuine there. And the way he talks about it is literal Reddit, like, attention seeking. It didn't seem genuine even from the get-go. Where was it debunked? Because I don't even see anything on it. I just see people discussing it. Where was it proven to be fake? There's a whole Reddit about it being debunked. Fuck, okay, I'll have to go to that after, then I don't feel like going that far out of the way now. I'll finish at least getting the lore here.
In this one, he states that he already cut off 90% of his genital and that God requires him to cut off the remaining 10%. He also is unsure whether this even would be enough since a portion of his dick is inside of him, so he would need to carve a hole into his body to fully complete his task. In further postings, he gives us a more graspable reasoning behind his intentions. He has the conception that he was chosen by God and that he needs to mutilate himself in order to avoid a potential conflict with North Korea. He basically sees himself as a prophet, receiving direct orders.
Who's to say he wasn't?
To say, here's a more
God did some fucked up shit to the people that like followed him back in the day.
It reads, "If I don't do this, it's Armageddon time. End of the world. End of humanity as a cosmic player in the universe. Think of Donald Trump, North Korea, the increase in current natural phenomena, hurricanes which shape a spiral galaxy, etc.
Good luck.
The mushroom is a symbol of power. Psychedelics, the penis, mushroom clouds from nukes. It's one mushroom to avoid the rest. If I make it through this final step, my soul will descend into hell to be purified, and the earth will be renewed through my suffering. It's extremely unpleasant, and a daily question why God chose
the prime punch.
I'm the most average person I can think of."
No, he's the hero.
He also states that he had visits at insane asylums 5 times. When he received concerns from users whether he plans on harming others, he replied with, "No, just myself. The opposite of others. I did this for others." In addition to this, we get a lot of personal information about Worthless 319. "I'm the most average person I can think of, but I've always had a lot of love.
Aww.
For the past year, I've been jobless living at home with my family, after I shot my penis off and ate it. Before that, it was university, playing music, working out, and a decent amount of LSD over 2 years. God's drug. Even though his relationship to God seems to be mostly negative, he also talks about the positives. I'm in agony and suicidal depression most days, but no matter the pain, it's always been relieving to try and trust in God and the universe."
Why would you fake
What's also interesting
attention
is
just
that
like
he
this?
calls his doings urges, which are uncontrollable. His inner self is constantly telling him to sacrifice parts of himself, and he is unable to resist. I wish I could just end myself or something instead of bleeding out of my genitals. Thanks for the love though. It doesn't help much in these circumstances. Maybe it will help anyway.
People this insane don't type this coherently. It reads like someone trying their best to play the role of like a crazy genital mutilating person.
For advice. He details
it reads very fake.
Illustration video of his left testicle on the internet.
There still is a chance it's not though.
I think I know where the video was and currently may be, but I'm obviously not going to share it here. It's on a rather well-known website and can be accessed through the ClearNet. That's all I'm going to say here. It's mostly just people sharing their concern and trying to convince him to not continue. Well, Worthless319 always ignored these concerns.
Damn.
Without any exception.
We tried.
Now, before we proceed, you may be curious as to how he even releases himself. He shares his experiences in a reply. It reads,
Redirected it.
Sitting down. If you're talking about orgasmic, since I finished castrating myself, I haven't gotten turned on once. Before castration, I had one nut. I blew apart my left one. I could come very easily by thought alone. In other posts, he shares his state of mind. The sensation of feeling helpless and not knowing how to continue. Here's an example. I especially fear the end of humanity as it approaches. It's inches away. Centimeters.
Goddamn 5G.
No one understands me, especially myself. I don't know who I am any longer. I'm so close to the point of complete surrender that it appears infinitely far away and I keep grasping. I've gone insane. After this, we get to the spiciest part of his entire post history. His post on morbid questions. It has obviously been deleted, but we can take a look at the content of his post by looking it up on Remove Edit. The post reads, How much would it hurt to have your dick cut off? I asked because I shot it 4 times with a revolver, cooked it and ate it afterwards. I called an ambulance after about 5 minutes of listening to music laying on the ground.
Yeah, this definitely is fake.
I don't remember much of the pain due to the ambulance ride and anesthesia. I presume a knife slicing through it would hurt more than bullets. What do you think? He also attached an image and yeah, it is his penis, at least what remains of it. This post in particular went pretty viral. A lot of people were commenting and replying to this post, and I want to go through a few.
There's a website that shows his deleted Reddit history, not Remove Edit. Yeah, it doesn't prove that those pictures are either A, real, or B, him. There are people, and I do know this is a thing, I think it's called a penectomy, I think. There are people that have actually cut their cock off online, and there's videos of it. But I don't think this guy was one of them, because he just keeps making Reddit posts like he's an anime villain or something going into a monologue. I don't think this is, like, real. But the actual act of someone cutting their own cock off and shit, that is something that some absolute maniacs have done. Pan Olympics is not one of them. That was fake. I just pulled up the article with the Shannon Larrett interview.
Here the user says, Damn, I was just about to ask for pics or it didn't happen, but Jesus Christ. Worthless. Why did you cap your penis? Others were too afraid to click on the image, but there were quite a few people that were confirming that the image was indeed the real deal. There was one more reply from Worthless sharing 3 pictures in total upon request. Worthless definitely was not reluctant to share proof of his sacrifices. He would also ask for advice in the BDSM or transgender subreddit, but didn't have any success. He actually would make numerous posts asking for advice as to how he can endure the pain of cutting his penis. In other posts, he receives the advice to look for help multiple times, but it's obvious that Worthless couldn't care less. His last ever post depicts his dog. We never heard from him ever since.
Ooh, how deep does it go?
First, he blew his left testicle and 8 months later he castrated his right nut. He also states that he was a part of the US Naval Academy in 2012 and that he dropped out. He also shared an image through DMs with the user, and this illustration depicts God in his eyes. He posted a few pictures of his dog. It's not entirely known what happened to his dog after Worthless became inactive on Reddit. Whether Worthless passed away or not is also not confirmed. He talked quite a bit about passing away in threats in order to serve God, so it's definitely possible that he took his life. He wanted to end himself by bleeding out of his pelvic area to prevent a conflict between North Korea and the States.
It might have worked too. We still haven't entered into a conflict.
Like DMT and LSD. He even had a very bad trip while being on LSD. He seems very delusional in replies and threats, and people guess that he most likely was intoxicated in most circumstances. There were people who were motivating Worthless to further self-mutilate himself in the name of religion. The users doing that deleted their accounts. So, as for information about Worthless...
Charlie, I saw the images, the dude has no dick. Like I said, on the internet, it's called a penectomy. There are people that have literally cut their own cocks off. There was even on the... This was a big one, the Cannibal Cafe. Cannibal Cafe, what was his name? Armin Minsk, something like that. There was a user on Cannibal Cafe said, hey, I want my cock cut off and I want to eat it. Oh, there we go. Armin Muse. On Cannibal Cafe, back in the early 2000s, there was a dude who's like, I want my cock to be cut off and then eaten. Will anyone oblige? Someone did, got together, literally cut his dick off, they ate it, he bled out in the bathtub. Like, there are people, and there are real videos and images of people cutting off and mutilating their own cocks. No doubt that exists. What I'm saying is this Reddit user is most likely not the one that is doing what's described or shown in those images. It's very likely he just took some of those stills from the videos or those pictures and is then making this story around this whole thing for attention. Because the way he writes is very much like a Redditor seeking attention. Just going by the way he writes. Again, could be totally wrong. It could genuinely be him. I'm just saying all of this seems super fake. He's making posts in other subreddits like, hey, how do I do this? I actually shot my nut off, which is why I'm asking, because I'm trying to save the America from North Korea using LSD, parentheses, God's drug. Again, I shot my nut off and then I castrated myself. I've been bleeding and it's painful, but I'm doing it for you guys. By the way, how do I do this? Like, it seems like he's fishing for attention at every possible step with his post. That's what it seems like.
We know the following.
Thanks to resub Bat Adventure and the 5 gift subs blind.
Florida, and he is 23 and Caucasian. We also know that 6 to 7 months ago, around September 2017, he was admitted to the hospital for the first sacrifice, where he was institutionalized. And roughly 5
You are more accepting of the secret space program's legitimacy.
Where he cannot back off and
True.
We have no certainty whether he really passed away, since there are no news articles from Florida talking about this. You could argue that it's too sensitive to receive media coverage, but that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, it would. It would absolutely receive coverage.
Something like that would get reported in Florida.
He's going to bring up Cannibal Cafe.
Instance, we have a similar case,
or not,
which received media coverage. Also, there's no certainty whether the pictures he shared are really from him.
Right.
They could have been cropped, so they aren't really reverse image searchable. He could have confirmed that the images indeed were from him if he showed a piece of paper with a date or his username on the image, but he never delivered, even when people were demanding it. Even if the pictures were real and from him, we don't really know if he truly mutilated himself.
Yep.
It could be some sort of malformation from birth, or a disease he had, or something similar. But besides these points, there's really nothing that would really hint to this being fake.
Thank you.
It's fairly similar to the user Snapfingers, which
are police reports in Florida public? They are.
But in direct comparison, the post history from Worthless 319 is much more authentic. You truly need to be fucked up in your head to stick to this for months, making threats and posts and also sharing grotesque images. In the end, you can only hope that Worthless is alive and found help. But in all honesty, I highly doubt that's the case. See you guys next time. Goodbye.
That was interesting. Again, I think that whole story is fake. Pictures, probably not, but the story, at least surrounding them with that user, I think definitely are. And luckily, it looks like we have a penis scientist in here. I've seen the pictures. They 100% weren't from him. He claimed to have shot his penis, but most of the pictures were shaved. A burn there would have simply prevented hair growth, at least in some spots. And there's also no wound in the area in any of the pics, just the absent penis. Yeah, I haven't seen the pictures, so I can't really analyze them myself. But I have been playing a lot of LA Noire, so if I do see them, I'll probably be able to get some clues. But I'm not going to do it on stream. Give me 1 second. I'm going to take a piss and then send a text message. Be back in just 1 sec. Alright, let's see how New World failed. I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing though, because I'm not super interested in New World, but I am curious a little bit. So
on the 27th of September 2021, Amazon's MMORPG New World launched. It was an instant, incredible success, seeing almost 1 million players online on the first day. The launch week saw servers filling up, hour-long queue times, and thriving PvP battles across the whole map. New World was heralded as the savior of the MMO genre. Now, there are servers with 5 people currently online.
Let's go!
With less than 50, the daily active player base has fallen by almost 94%. The economy has been destroyed with rampant duplication, the grind increased to unbearable levels, and crafted items scale down when you equip them, making crafting essentially pointless. But how did this happen? What went wrong, when, and what will it take to fix it? As usual, a huge thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel alive. More on how you can support at the end.
That's
For now,
a ton of people.
Let's begin. Many people have accused the MMORPG genre of being stale for many years, and a major new release would be seen by many as the shake-up the genre so desperately needed. So when Amazon Game Studios announced New World, a player-versus-player hardcore-focused MMORPG set on the magical Spanish conquistador-inspired island of Aeternum, people were excited. However, for many, the studio behind it had already lost players' trust. Back in 2018, Amazon Games cancelled Breakaway, a multiplayer brawler they announced back in 2016. Then Amazon Games had released the multiplayer shooter Crucible into open beta, then closed it, then put it into beta again before finally shutting that down too. The new Lord of the Rings MMO joint venture between Amazon Games and Tencent has also recently been confirmed as shut down. One of the few games they were able to finish and release, the Grand Tour game, a game based on the TV show starring the ex-Top Gear presenters, released to lukewarm reviews with no positive critical reviews on Metacritic. And
well, they had 3 user reviews,
this from the digital shop as well. Amazon Games have a track record of cancelling products or releasing mediocre games, so when they announced New World, one of the most ambitious MMORPG projects in years, they had a lot to prove, and the eyes of the MMO world were on them. New World was originally advertised as a game focused on player-versus-player combat with territory control mechanics. The PvP would always be on, with full loot, meaning outside of the safe cities, any player could attack any other player at any time. And if you died, you would lose all of your items. In December of 2018, this full loot hardcore PvP went into closed alpha. Now, as an MMORPG content creator, one of the opinions I hear a lot is how MMOs need to focus on PvP more, and my response is hardcore player versus player simply does not have the mass appeal of the casual player versus environment gameplay. And after alpha testing, Amazon Games Studios discovered this too. They released this developer blog discussing the evolution of PvP within New World.
No wonder Amazon's phone service
It simply wasn't designed for player versus environment.
Why,
the game content had been designed around player-based conflict, and with only a few months until release, the developers had to scramble to create a player versus environment experience, adding in a quest, a main plot line, or dungeon bosses. This upset the PvP players who wanted a game focused entirely on them, and it worried the PvE players who knew the game wouldn't release with enough content to satisfy them. By switching focus so late in development, New World had potentially set itself up to be a disappointment to both demographics instead of a haven for
I remember most people said they didn't like the alpha.
Alpha testing was announced with sign-up instructions. At this point, the PvP elements of the game were still being pushed as the focus. The game boasted 3 joinable factions with player-controlled towns, allowing the controlling company to set the taxation rate of a town when players bought houses there or crafted there, or upgrade the skilling stations as they saw fit.
Good luck,
the
brother.
Banking system would be limited.
If she says no, just let her know that you're better without her anyway.
You would store your items where you chose to live and need to manually carry them to another town if you wanted to move. The design was much more hardcore than most modern theme park MMOs. This was being aimed at more serious MMO players. At this point, New World was not intended to be a casual, friendly experience. The alpha testing lasted for several months, and even though all testers were under a non-disclosure agreement, questions began to surface about the game's cash shop. Despite being an alpha, it had a functional in-game shop. And on the 13th of May 2021, this tweet from the New World team explained that at launch, the in-game shop will only feature cosmetics. Notice the at launch bit. that may become relevant later. 2 days later, on the 15th, Amazon Games released a statement on the future of in-game microtransactions, stating it would be cosmetic only at launch, but they would be discussing the possibility of a battle pass system in the future, or selling temporary boosts to experience to help players catch up with combat or skilling levels. They also mentioned selling the ability to fast travel around the land.
I don't think I care that much.
In the shop
I just didn't really like New World very much.
The game. 2 months later, on the 14th of July, the closed beta...
I'm assuming it just started to fizzle out because it stopped being fun. Yeah, Josh makes great videos. I just don't really care about New World, really. I didn't like it. I gave it a try.